Well, it was I gotta find it again. Um, it was just talking about um, this was they were going talking. This was a comes from teenvogue.com, so it was really talking about yeah, intermingling uh, teens with olders. One to be able to, you know, they feel like seniors that have younger friends feel younger, but it also the wisdom of olders towards youngers and getting them intermingled. It was just an interesting art. It wasn't a huge article, but it was just talking about how much it can be helpful for both sides of that equation, the teen versus the seniors.
Do we want to pause a minute? I can't find my paper.
Hold on a second.
Oh, it's on the floor. I found an article called The Positive Impact of Intergenerational Friendships for Seniors. And I found it at a very interesting website. It's called Where You Live Matters. It's a nonprofit senior living service. And we can share more
Yeah, we'll
information
put that up on the
about that,
website.
but there's some great resources there. So they're talking about the impact of intergenerational friendships. So when I think of intergenerational mingling, as you mentioned, on two things come to mind. When my older kids were younger, we were homeschooling and we had another group of homeschoolers, and there was an assisted living in our community, and we went there once in a month and we did activities with the seniors. And as someone who's worked in geriatrics, I loved that opportunity for my kids to be around older people, not be afraid of them, not, um, and, I know how rewarding it was to them that the seniors enjoyed it as well. And you can form friendships from that. Yet when I think of an intergenerational friendship, I think of something um, a little more sustaining than, monthly interactions or whatever,
Mm.
and just the impact. And this article talks about that. Um,
Well, I mean, it kind of goes back to, as we homeschool, it kind of starts out early in the fact that as homeschooling, our kids weren't always in the same age group as you were in school. So they were able to see people that are a lot older, people that are younger. We got that intergenerational beginning at the very beginning of homeschooling,
and
and
it,
if we
I
could
mean,
grow up with that, that would be.
technically, they were mostly of the same generation, yet it does speak to, in school, kids are put in the same year.
Mhm.
They're all the same within the same year of each other for the most part. And life's not like that. um, and so thus, as you mentioned with homeschooling, and younger kids can learn from older kids, and it's a much more natural environment, in my opinion. It's more like what the real world is like out there. And so, yeah, it kind of breaks down those kind of age barriers that can happen is with school. It kind of sets you up for that as you're put with your same age peers. And even though you might not get along with those people, there's nothing wrong with having a friend when you're 12 who's 10 or 14, or, and obviously when you're an adult, we don't talk about that a whole lot. There's retired people and there's people still working, and yet it doesn't mean you can't be friends with someone in that boat.